Hello students, in this video we are going to study the remaining part of the chapter number 11. The chapter name is Transportation in Animals and Plants, Class 7, Subject Science, NCERT. In the previous videos of this chapter, first we had seen about the circulatory system. So in that we had seen what are the different parts of the circulatory system and how the circulatory system works in our body. So here we had seen that circulatory system, that means heart, veins and arteries in our body, they performs together to form the circulatory system. And this circulatory system is used to transport the different substance in our body. Like what kind of different substance? So blood transport the oxygen, then after the food which we are eating, then after waste products which are producing in our body while taking the or while performing the different processes within the body, oxygen, then after carbon dioxide. So to transport this all kind of different substance, this circulatory system is useful, and this contains of, or we can say, the heart, veins and arteries. They perform together to form this circulatory system. So as the part of the circulatory system, first we had seen about blood. What is the role of blood and what are the different components of the blood that we had seen. So in this we had seen that blood is made up of fluid which is known as the plasma, and different kinds of blood cells are present in this fluid, in the plasma, or you can say. So now then after we had seen what kind of different substances are present in the blood, or what kind of different cells are there in the blood. So in that we had seen that there are total 3 different kinds of blood cells are there, that is red blood cells, then white blood cells and platelets. Then after we had seen, so in that we had seen the functions of these different kinds of blood cells. In the red blood cells we had seen that it consists or it contains the red pigment which is known as the hemoglobin, and because of this red pigment the color of our blood is red color. And then we had seen what is the function of this hemoglobin. So this hemoglobin combines, or you can say it together it makes the pair with the oxygen, or it combines with the oxygen and it transports the oxygen to the rest of the body parts with the or via the blood. Then after we had seen the function of these white blood cells. So in that we had seen that the white blood cells they are fighting against the germs which are entering in our body. So it works as the protective system. And then after we had seen about platelets. What is the function of this platelet? So in this we had seen that platelets are useful in clotting of the blood while getting the injury. When we are getting the injury, or because of the injuries while getting the cuts on our body, the blood flows out of the body. So at that time these platelets are useful to clot that blood, or you can say to stop that blood, and it reduces the blood flow from our body. So this is the function of platelets. Then after we had seen about blood vessels as the another part of the circulatory system. We had seen that the blood transports these different substances in our body. So now in which medium, or you can say in which medium this blood moves from one part to the other part of the body. So that medium, or you can say that vessel, is known as the blood vessels. So in that we had seen the different kinds of blood vessels. The first we had seen about arteries and veins. So in arteries we had seen that these arteries are the blood vessels which carries the blood, which is rich in oxygen, and it carries the blood from heart to the rest of the body parts. And it is carrying the blood from heart to the rest of the body parts. So the blood flowing in these arteries are at the high pressure. So that's why the walls of these arteries are thick and elastic, we can see. Then after we had seen about veins, and before that we had seen pulse rate. How to measure the pulse rate, that we had also seen through this one activity. And then after we had seen about the veins. What is the veins and what is their function? So in that we had seen that the veins are the blood vessels which carries the blood from all the body parts to the heart, and it carries the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. So that is the function of veins. And then after we had seen about the capillaries. That is the another blood vessels which joins the arteries and veins in the body. So this one is the capillaries. The artery is further divided into the small thin tubes and reaching to the tissues. And after that, to carry the carbon dioxide rich blood, these capillaries again combine together and will make the veins. So this is the connection link between the arteries and veins. These are also the blood vessels, that is capillaries. Then after we had seen another part of the circulatory system, that is heart. What is the function of heart? We had seen that it pumps the blood from to the rest of the body parts, and it is the continuous pump which is working for throughout our life. So that is the heart, and we had also seen the diagram of the heart. This diagram you have to remember, this can be asked in your exam. Label the diagram of the heart. In that we had seen that heart has the 4 different chambers. The upper chambers are known as the atrium, or you can say atria. It's a plural form, atrium is the singular form. And the lower 2 parts are known as the ventricles, left ventricles and right ventricle. And to separate these two total half, there is the one partition is there, and here you can see the blood blue color is there. So that means in this part the blood transport which is rich in carbon dioxide, or blood circulates in this part which is rich in carbon dioxide, and this red color part shows that the blood circulating over there which is rich in the oxygen. And then after we had seen the pulmonary vein, what is pulmonary artery. So what is their function also? We had seen the main artery, that is aorta, the main vein, that is vena cava. So these are the things we had seen in the last video, and how the blood circulates in our body. Then after we had seen about the heartbeat, what is the relation between heartbeat and pulse rate. We had also seen the model, or you can say the homemade model of the stethoscope using the materials which are already around you, and how to measure the heartbeats. So these are the things we had seen in the last video, that is circulatory system. Now next is excretory system. We had seen the system which is useful to transport the oxygen and carbon dioxide from one part to the other part of the body. So now what about the other substance like the waste which are producing in our body during the certain processes, or the waste, or you can say the food, or undigested food, or the food which is not utilized by our body. So how to transport those substances in our body? So for that, here the excretory system is there in our body or in the animals. So in the next topic we are going to study the excretion, or you can say excretory system in animals. So now let me start the excretion in animals. So now recall how carbon dioxide is removed as the waste from our body through the lungs during the exhalation. We know and we have studied how the carbon dioxide is removed from our body, and during the exhalation we are removing this carbon dioxide from our body, and which is also the kind of waste which is produced by breakdown of the food or glucose. With the energy, this carbon dioxide is released, and that is removing from our body while the exhalation. So also recall the undigested food is removed during the digestion. During the digestion, we are removing the undigested food. So that is the also one method to remove this waste from our body. So now let us find out how the other waste materials are removed from our body. You may wonder where these unwanted materials come from. Now the question is, from where these unwanted materials or waste materials are coming in our body. So when our cells performs their functions, certain products or waste products are released. While performing these certain processes, when our cells are performing certain functions like the breakdown of energy, then other metabolic processes in our life, that is metabolic processes, that means the processes which are useful or which is life sustaining processes like growth of our proteins, lipids, nucleic acid. So these are the certain life processes. So while during this process, certain waste amount is produced. So it is necessary to remove this kind of waste products. Why? Here it is given to you that these products are the toxic and hence need to be removed. Toxic, that means harmful. The waste products which are producing during this life processes are toxic or harmful to our body, and that's why it is necessary to remove such kind of processes. So the process of removal of this waste produce in the cell of the living organism is called the excretion. So to removal process of this waste product from our body is known as the excretion, and the different parts involved in this excretion, they combinedly together form the excretory system. The parts which are involving in this excretion process, they form the excretory system. So now let me see the excretory system in the human being. What is the excretory system, how it is working, and what are the different parts of this excretory system. So the waste which is present in the blood has to be removed from the body, and how can this be done? So let me see, a mechanism to filter the blood is required. For that we know that through the blood, these waste products or the different substances are transferred from one body part to another body part. So the waste product is also mixed with the blood. So to remove that waste product from the blood, it is necessary to filter the blood. Like in our home, the water filters are there which removes the waste products from the water. Same like that, to remove the waste from the blood should be filtered. So that means such kind of filter should be there in our body. Such kind of mechanism should be there in our body to remove this kind of waste materials. So this is done by the blood capillaries in the kidneys. So who performs this kind of function or works as a filter? So the blood capillaries, so we can say blood vessels. We had seen what is capillaries. The thin tube blood vessels are known as the capillaries. So this kind of blood capillaries are present in the kidneys who perform this function to remove the waste from the blood. So when the blood reaches the two kidneys, it contains the both useful and harmful substance. When the blood reaches to the kidney, it contains, as we know, the both of the substance. Some substance are useful and some substance are harmful or toxic, which should be removed from the body. So the useful substance are absorbed back into the blood, and the waste dissolved in the water are removed as the urine. Now from the useful and unuseful substance, the useful substance are absorbed by the blood, and it is again went for the circulation in the body. And the unuseful substance which should be removed are removed from our body in the form of urine. And this unuseful substance are dissolved in the water, and this composition you can say it's removed from the body in the form of urine. And from the kidneys, the urine goes into the urinary bladder through the, now let me see in this figure. Here the figure for that is given to you, excretory system in the human being. So here you can see that this blue shows the vein and this one shows the artery. So from these blood vessels, the blood reaches into the kidneys. And here, while reaching blood which reaches the kidney, it contains the both useful and harmful substance. Useful substance is absorbed by the blood again, and the non-useful, or you can say harmful substance are which is dissolved in water. It is removed from the body as the urine. This urine goes to the urinary bladder. It stores in this urinary bladder through these tubes, or you can say through these vessels, which is known as the ureter. From this kidney, the urine goes to the urinary bladder, and then after this one is the tube-like structure, or you can say tube-like a vessel is there, which is known as the urethra. And from this urethra, through the urinary opening, this urine is removed out from the body, or is thrown out from the body, from the opening of the urethra. So this is how the unuseful or harmful substance is removed from our body. The blood reaches to the kidney, and from the kidney, the harmful substance which is dissolved in water is went into the urinary bladder through the ureter, and from the urinary bladder through the urethra pipe urinary opening, the unuseful substance is thrown out from the body. So in short, the kidneys, then after ureters, two ureters are there, and urinary bladder and urethra. These are the components, or you can say these are the parts of the excretory system in the human. They perform the important roles in the excretory system of the human. urinary bladder through these ureters, and then after it is stored in the bladder, urinary bladder, and is passed out through the urinary opening at the end of the muscular tube, which is known as the urethra. That means this one here you can see, this one is known as the urethra, and through this urinary opening, this urine is removed out or thrown out from the body. The kidneys, ureters, bladder, and the urethra. That's why this all together works to perform the function to make the excretory system. So these all are the parts of the excretory system, that is kidney, ureters, then after urinary bladder and urethra. An adult human being, now what amount of urine we are throwing out from our body during the day or during the 24 hours is given to you, that an adult human being normally passes about 1 to 1.8 liter of urine in 24 hours. In 24 hours, an adult man or adult person, it will throw out 1 to 1.8 liter of urine. And the urine consists of 95% of water, 2.5% of urea, and 2.5% of other products. So this is the amount of different products in our urine. 95% of water, 2.5% urea, and 2.5% other harmful substance. And we have experienced, now this is through the urine. We are removing the waste products. Now some other methods are also there through which we are removing the waste products from our body. So that is one of them here is shown to you, that we have all experienced that we sweat a lot in a hot summer days. We sweat more in the summer days. Why? And what is that sweat? So now let me see that. So this sweat contains the water and salt. Some of you might have tasted it also. This sweat contains the water and salt. And Bujau has experienced, or he had observed, that sometimes in summer white patches are formed on the clothes. If you had observed on the dark clothes, you can see clearly that on summer days the white patches can be seen. So what is that? So especially in areas like underarms, if you had observed that you can see this in the areas underarms. These marks are left by the salt which is present in the sweat. This is white marks are of the salt which is present in the sweat, and in hot summer days we are sweating a lot. That's why we can find these white marks on our clothes while hot summer days. So now, does the sweat serve any other function? What is the function of this sweat and why we are sweating? The reason here is given to you, that we know that the water kept in an earthen pot, or you can say matka, is cooler. So this is because the water evaporates from the pores of the pot, which causes cooling. This is evaporative cooling. If you had seen, or all of you might have earthen pot or matka at your home, and we know that we are storing the water in that earthen pot, and that water is cooler as compared to the water which we are storing in the other vessels. So why this is that in the earthen pots only? Because in earthen pots we know that the small pores, or you can say small holes are there, and from these holes the water particles are present in them, and these water particles are evaporating. That means through the sunlight they are transformed into water steam or water vapor. That means they are evaporating. So that's why it makes the water cooler which is inside the earthen pot. So that method is known as the evaporative cooling. Through the evaporation, to keep the other water cool is known as the evaporative cooling. And in other pot the water becomes cool because of this evaporative cooling. So same as like that in our body also. If you had observed on our skin, these small holes, or you can say small pores are there. So from that this sweat, or you can say water, is transporting or evaporating, or you can say it is converting into the water vapor. So that means we are sweating, or the water is converting into the water vapor. So that's why it keeps our body cool. So that is the function of the sweat. That's why we are sweating. And in summer days we know that the sunlight is more. That's why in summer we are sweating lot as compared to the other seasons. So that sweat is also, you can say, with sweat we know that salt salt is released or salt is removed. So that is also another method to remove the waste from our body. Now Paheli wants to know whether other animals also urinate. So yes, like a human being, the other animals or birds can also urinate. So here the fact is given to you how or in what form they are urinating or they are removing the waste from their body. So here it is given to you that the way in which the waste chemicals are removed from the body of the animals depends on the availability of the water. How they are removing the waste products from their body, it is depending on the availability of the water or in what amount the water is available in the area where these animals are living. Like what? So like here some examples are given to you. In aquatic animals like fishes, they excrete the cell waste as the ammonia which directly dissolve in the water. Like the aquatic animals around them or in their surroundings, the water is more amount or the availability of water is more. So that's why they are urinating, or you can say they are removing the waste in the form of liquid, or you can say in the form of ammonia which is dissolved in the water. And some other land animals like birds, lizards, snakes excrete a semi-solid white color compound which is known as the uric acid. Some other animals like birds and lizards, other than snakes is also there. So they are removing or they are excreting the waste product in the form of semi-solid. That means something like paste, not in the exactly in the solid form, not exactly in the liquid form. Like the paste, like a toothpaste. So that is semi-solid. So in the form they are they are removing or they are excreting the waste. And that semi-solid fluid or liquid is of white color compound and it is a form of uric acid. And the major excretory product in human is urea, and we are removing the waste from our body in the form of urea. These all are the waste product, that is ammonia, uric acid and urea. The aquatic animals like fishes, they are removing the waste in the form of ammonia. Then after the other some land animals like snake, lizard, birds, they are excreting in the form of uric acid which is in the form of semi-solid, and we human are excreting the our waste product as the form of urea. So this is how the different animals excreting the waste products from their body. Now here one other fact is given to you. Now you might have questioned that what if the filter in our body it went wrong, something went wrong, or it will spoil, or some technical error should be there, then what we can do? So sometime a person's kidney may stop working. Sometimes the filter, that means kidney, it stop working due to the infection or injury in the kidneys, and as a result of this kidney failure, waste products start accumulating or start storing in the blood. The waste products stored in the blood when the kidneys in a person stops working. That is known as the kidney failure. And such person cannot survive unless their blood is filtered periodically through an artificial kidney, and this process is known as the dialysis. You might have heard this word dialysis. So this is dialysis, and if a person is suffering from the kidney failure which is caused due to the injury or infection in the kidney, the waste product is not removed from our body and it starts storing in the blood. At that time, this kind of person cannot survive if the blood is not filtered or the such kind of harmful or toxic substance is not removed from the body, then such kind of person cannot survive. So at that time, the artificial kidneys are there, or you can say artificial filters are there, which removes the waste products from our blood. So this artificial removal of the waste product from our blood or artificial kidneys are known as the dialysis. And in the dialysis, a person should go for the removal of the waste product from their body for that person for time to time, or for the periodically they should go to the for the dialysis. So this is dialysis, that is artificial kidney. Artificial, that means which is made by the human. So that is about the excretory system in the human. Here about sweat is given to you. When we sweat, it helps to cool our body. What we had seen in the evaporative cooling in the other mode, same like that in evaporative system, as the evaporative cooling in our body, the sweat will work. It keeps our body cool. So this is what the circulatory, or you can say excretory system in the human. So till now in this chapter we had seen about the circulatory system in human and excretory system in human. In the circulatory system we had seen what are the different parts of the circulatory system. We had started with the blood, medium through which the different substances are transferred to the different body parts, like the oxygen from our nostril to the rest of the body parts, then after carbon dioxide from rest of the body parts to again the nostril. While exhalation we are removing the carbon dioxide. Then after the digested food from small intestine to the rest of the body parts. Then waste material in the process of digestion. So this all are, we are transporting this all substance from our one body part to the rest of the body parts. Then after blood, in the blood we have seen the how the blood is made up of, what are the different components of the blood. In that we had seen the blood is made up of plasma, which is a fluid, and in that the some of the blood cells are suspended, or you can say like they are floating in the fluid. So we had seen then after different types of blood cells. In that we had seen three types of blood cells are there, that which is known as the red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. Then after we had seen the function of these different blood cells. In the red blood cells we had seen they contains the hemoglobin, which is red pigment, and because of that red pigment the color of our blood is red. It combines with the oxygen and it transports to the each and every cell of our body, and this is how the oxygen is reached to the different parts of our body. Then we had seen the function of white blood cells, that they fight against the germs which are entering in our body. So it is like a protective system for our body. Then we had seen about platelets. So what is the function of platelets? We have seen that it is useful for the clotting of the blood, and it stops the blood flow which is occurring in our body while getting the injury or cuts. Then after we had seen the vessels through which this blood is flowing from one part to the other body parts. So that is known as the blood vessels. We had seen different kinds of blood vessels, that is capillaries, arteries and veins. Two blood vessels are main there, that is arteries and veins. Arteries carries the blood from heart to the rest of the body parts, and veins carries the blood from all the body parts to the heart. And in that we had seen that arteries carries the blood which is rich in oxygen, but one exception is there with the pulmonary artery, which carries the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. Then after we had seen about veins, that it carries the blood from rest of the body parts to the heart, but it carries the blood which is rich in carbon dioxide. And also again there one exception is there, that is with our pulmonary vein. It carries the blood which is rich in oxygen. Then after we had seen about capillaries, that the arteries further divided into the thin tubes at reaching the tissues. So the thin tubes are known as the capillaries, and these capillaries again joins or combine together to form the vein. So this is about the blood vessels. And one another important organ in our body, that is heart. We have seen about heart that it has total 4 chambers. Upper chambers are known as the atria and lower chambers are known as the ventricle. Left ventricle, right ventricle and left atrium. Right atrium is there, and to separate these two half of the heart, the one partition is there. We had seen what is the size of your heart, that is about your fist. Then after what is the location of the heart in our body, that we had also seen how the blood is circulating in the heart, through the heart, from heart to the lungs, lungs to the heart, and heart to the other body parts, and again other body parts to the heart. That we had seen in the circulatory system. Then after we had seen this excretory system in human, in that we had seen the different parts of the excretory system, that is kidneys, ureters. urinary bladder and urethra. In that we had seen that the blood reaches to the kidneys, which contains both useful and harmful substance. The useful substance is absorbed by the blood again, and harmful substance is removed from our body as the form of urine, and in that the waste are dissolved in the water. Then after we had seen that from the kidneys this urine is reaches to the urinary bladder through the ureters, and from the urinary bladders the muscular tube is there, which is known as the urethra. So from the opening of the urethra, this waste is removed from our body. Then after we had seen how different animals are excreting different substances. And then next is transport of substance in plants. Till now we had seen about the human being, circulatory system in human beings. Now how the transportation of substance take place in plants, that we will study in the next video. Thank you.